Hello everyone and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, and let's just jump right in and continue where we left off. And like I said last time, we are going to up our friendship with Cal. I don't think we can just talk to him, or can we? Oh, we can! Okay. Thought you had to wait for there to be a speech bubble. Cal is kicking a ball against the garden fence post, cheering when it bounces back towards him. Ever since we landed here, I don't play a lot of sports ball, he says, picking up the ball and tucking it under his arm. Anemone and I used to play a lot, but honestly, I think I like working in the garden more. He smiles up at the sky. I just like doing stuff that feels like it makes a difference, you know? I don't want to just play all the time like Anemone. Want to hear a fun nature fact? You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying Hopeyes? Okay. Hopeyes have 1 foot and 2 tail forks and 3 stomachs and 4 eyes. Okay. 1 duplicate when drawn. Interesting. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky, Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic with you. Wait, how did they find out that Hopeyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. Alright. Oh. Oh, sturdy mushwood log. Guess that's gonna be good for something. At some point. Let's see what you have to say. You spot Dis arguing with someone working in expeditions. They point angrily back to the gates and Dis slinks towards you, anger in his eyes. We're trapped here, he grumbles. I hate it. I hate it here. Well, unfortunately I can't do that one. So let's go with that. Does this interest you? Maybe that one. Xeno egg? Thank you, Dis says, clearly unsure about how to react. I'll, find something to do with it. I mean, you could try to hatch it. Anyway, we are going to increase, well, one of the things that you get here. What do we need more? Bravery? Well, bravery's 6 and combat is 3. So, yeah. Let's go for bravery for now. Yeah, let's do that. You run into Cal and Anemone on the hill behind the garrison at a small construction site. They seem to be throwing logs? There are a bunch of them lying at the bottom of the hill. It's a caber toss, Anemone shouts to you, then grunts with the effort of lifting a 6-meter-long mush tree pole. She throws it like a javelin down the hill and sprints after it. My best record, she shouts and ties a piece of caution tape to the end of the pole. Your turn next, Cal says, pointing to a neatly stacked pile of construction poles beside you. From the looks of the nearby construction, they're probably destined to be a new lookout tower someday. Maybe that? Choosing a thicker one feels like it wouldn't fly as far. So let's go for an average one. Selene has made a fine pole selection, Cal narrates in a haughty voice, and has lifted it onto his shoulder. Next he will approach the sprinting line and begin his run, tossing the caber before he reaches the throwing line. Lift, run, throw! All right. one. The pole sails down the hill past all the other poles, coming to rest sticking out of the ground.
Wow, you beat my best distance,
Anemone says when she jogs back up.
Players can't beat each other in Mushwood Toss,
Cal corrects her.
They can only beat their own high scores. But you get 3 bonus points if it sticks out of the ground like that.
You play for the rest of the afternoon, adding rules and variations as you go. You don't stop until the entire stack of poles are in a jumble at the bottom of the hill and decorated festively with caution tape. It's a wonder you got away with this.
Phew. Nice.
You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in.
Look at you eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up at you. I bet you don't even know what day today is.
Your birthday?
No, dummy, she exclaims, swatting your shoulder. My birthday is in the first month of wet season. You better remember that.
Okay, well, at least now we know.
Today, she announces to the room, is St. Valentine's Day.
Dis and Cal wander over to hear more. Okay.
Back on Earth, Mars explains, it was a day when everybody had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow, and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows. And pigs.
Pretty sure no pigs. Oh, I mean, there probably could be, but not traditionally. Cal laughs. Pigs? We don't even have pigs here. Before Morris can answer, Diz snores.
This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy.
He rolls his eyes and walks away. I mean, Valentine's Day is a thing, but, I mean, some of the things were not true. Like the leaving under the pillow thing, that is supposed to be flowers for midsummer, and then you dream about the one that you're gonna marry. Not Valentine's Day. And definitely not candy. As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back.
Well, nobody was going to pick you anyway. You stink.
I know who my best friend will be. Mars bats her eyes jokingly.
Oh, really? Who could it be? She asks playfully. I'm going to tell all the other kids about it, Mars says. So you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. She points her finger at you. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, she adds, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair.
She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. Okay. Well,
sorry guys, but it's Cal.
Cal is standing on top of a bluff, carefully pouring a bucket of water down the dirt on one side. He's covered in mud.
Hey, check out my mudslide, he exclaims.
He grabs a piece of sheet metal and slides down the dirt pile like he's riding a surfboard. Mud goes everywhere. He jogs back up and hands you the sheet of metal.
You try now.
Okay. You make it down without bailing, but get mud splattered all over your legs. It is pretty fun though, like a hoverboard, but crunchier.
Wanna be best friends forever?
He replies, scuffing his toe in the dirt.
I guess so. I lost my old best friend, so yeah. Okay, wanna try the mudslide again?
You spend another hour on the mudslide until you are both thoroughly covered from head to toe. You couldn't be happier.
Phew.
Alright. Anything else of interest? No, I can talk to you guys. Or at least Mars. Okay. Hello, Anemone.
So then I trapped it in my room.
Anemone says, telling you all about the bug she saw in her quarters.
Its wings were as big as my hand, and it had feelers like, whoa. It was bouncing all over the place like boing, boing, boing.
She gestures excitedly, swinging her arms over her head.
The bugs here are so big, and they're everywhere. I was gonna give it to Tang, she says. She loves gross bug stuff, but she said I should just let it go because if it stung me, I might get weird mutant powers. I mean, other than the one I already have. And I wanted to see if I got more weird mutant powers, so I started jumping around off higher and higher things until I was jumping off the back of the ship. And I got in so much trouble, but it wasn't even that high.
She stops in her tracks.
Hold on,
She says, stooping to rub irritably at her knees for probably the 100th time in the past 5 minutes.
I'm gonna die. I busted up my knee and it's so itchy when my scales grow in.
Annie, don't pick at it. Chief Steward Antecedent's voice rings out across the garrison yard, pleasant but firm. It instantly transports you back to being in the ship crash, tugging on her skirts and calling her auntie. Anemone jumps and stands up straight, her hands flying to her sides.
But Mom,
Anemone whines, digging her fingers into her knees as Auntie Sedent approaches you both.
it's so scratchily itchy.
I know, lovely. Auntie Sedent soothes her, patting down her riotous red hair. But the more you pick at it, the thicker your scales are going to grow in. Anemone tucks her hands under her armpits to keep from scratching.
What if I want to have cool scales?
She pouts. Auntie Sedent smiles indulgently. At the rate you're going, I'm sure you'll be covered in them before you know it. No need to rush. Anemone's skin is dotted with patches of protective blue-green scales that grow in wherever she gets a cut or scrape. She rubs the patch on her jaw indignantly, the one she got when she ran headfirst into the food synthesizer back on the ship. Antecedent opens her satchel and pulls out a bundle of clothes. The queue for the nanoprinter is over a week long, so I patched your pants with scraps from your brother's clothing. Please try not to put any more holes in them. Or yourself, okay? She hands the clothes to Anemone and kisses her on her forehead. Anemone sticks out her tongue and gags. Yuck. Anemone evaluates the clothes as her mom walks away.
Galactic,
She breathes as she runs her fingers over the odd-colored patches. Then, right there in the middle of the yard, she unashamedly squirms out of her pants and pulls on the new ones.
Wow, I look like a fighter jet from the Hollows.
She exclaims, showing off her new pants.
Like when they stencil your kill count on your plane.
Or like a really cool scar. Anemone grins.
Yeah, you get it. My pants are scarred just like me.
Okay, I guess we'll go and talk to Mars. Mars is in a huff. Because you didn't pick her for Valentine's Day? Seems like nobody picked her. Ooh boy. She crosses her arms and scowls at you.
You just felt sorry for Cal, didn't you? Look, we all miss Tammy, okay? Whatever,
Mars mutters, tossing her hair.
I'm just too mature for kids my age. The older kids get me, even if you don't.
Sure. Let's talk to Cal again. Cal is kneeling in the dirt, carefully planting pieces of potato.
When I was a kid, I thought everything grew from chopped up pieces of bigger things. I mean, that's how it works for potatoes and onions.
He sits back on his heels, a funny look on his face.
I guess I must have never thought about how babies are made, huh? I found something you might like.
Oh, no, I didn't. Where did... Oh, right, I used the log. Right. Wow, 40. Well, I want to get bravery to 10. So let's do another sports ball. When there's no sports ball game on, the security teams who train nearby use the field to practice with long-range rifles. As you show up to sports ball practice, Calm is helping take down the net. Sorry, kiddos, he says. Rhett wants us practicing with the big guns today, and we can't have you running around the place. The bullets in these drone rifles are heat-seeking, and even though they're programmed to avoid human targets, safety first.
But today was supposed to be our day to have the sports ball field, Cal complains. You soldiers don't even want to play sports ball. You just want to shoot your dumb, noisy guns.
Anemone bounces over.
Hello? They have more than just huge guns. They have cool stun gloves that are like magic lightning arcing out of your fingertips. It's super galactic.
Cal shakes his head. That's not the point. I mean, they're doing an important job that is technically more important than sports ball, even though sports ball probably helps with morale, but like they are training to protect the colony. So yeah, let the soldiers have the field. You help them tear down the net and move the goal rings to the side to show there's no hard feelings. Security Chief Rhett lets you stay and watch the soldiers firing those huge drone rifles. Maybe when you're a bit older, you can join the defense squad too. Well, don't know about that, but sure. There we go. Ooh, 3 bravery. Nice. Anything of interest anywhere? Like anything to pick up? No? Maybe do some engineering. What did that give? Engineering and reasoning. Honestly, let's go for life sciences. For today's lesson, Professor Hal tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Vertumna. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at a speed of over 1 meter a day. Wow. And have a diameter of up to 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. You're teamed up with Tang and Cal and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow it in. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up surveyor's notes on the holonet.
Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy moist regions of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil? Cal suggests. Like they do in hydroponics. Tang nods. If they like wet weather, that might work. Selene, do you have any suggestions?
Wouldn't it be lower? In like a swamp? I would imagine that it would be more acidic. Definitely not that, because swamps are not bright. Usually not, anyway. I mean, that, sure. Not sure about that one. Let's do lower the water's pH. Let's try that. You fill the bucket with water and add spark snow crystals. These are sometimes left over at the end of quiet season. They're mildly acidic. Oh, okay. Which means they should lower the pH of the water. I was thinking the wrong way. Every day you rush into the classroom to check on its progress. At first there's nothing, but by midweek your little mush tree shoot sprouts up and starts its journey. In the end, yours is in the middle of the pack. Seeing as mush trees don't usually grow where there is spark snow, you're able to conclude that they probably don't like acid. Well, I mean, better than nothing. There we go. Awesome. And now we need to rest. It's time once more for Vertumnalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year ever since the attack during Glow, though everything is still cheerfully decorated and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations. This Vertumnalia just feels different in a way you can't describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Eutychus' speech.
What a year Vertumna has given us, the governor begins in her weedy voice. I stand before you so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring with us the best facets of humanity, cooperation, resilience, and creativity, and the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vertumna can sustain megafauna, then that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife.
Your dad, as second cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There's a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you.
Hey, she whispers, did you hear? My dads say Eutychus gonna announce the depot's open to the public.
You shoot her a questioning look and she rolls her eyes.
You know, shopping, somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up. There's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice smelling soap, not the boring kind in the communal showers.
You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovids from Earth, especially the ones Mars likes. But you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to buy yourself a treat.
My dads give me an allowance, Mars says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours.
You and Mars tune back into the speeches just as Eutychus, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Eutychus gestures to the council members to stand.
Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you and the colony as your government.
The music starts up as Governor Eutychus finishes.
Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says over the ruckus. Together, we built the future.
The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Vertumnalia Games. Just like last year, there's a talent show, a science fair, and bot wrestling. Now with an obstacle course. Which one do you participate in this year? What do we have? We have 13 in reasoning. We have 20 toughness. Okay, I guess we're gonna do bot wrestling biathlon. Anemone and Cal join you for the bot wrestling biathlon, so called because COM has added a hologram obstacle course this year. Competitors will each get a turn to wrestle a hydraulic bot, trying to keep it closed for as long as possible. This time, though, all competitors will first have to sprint across the festival grounds, dodging and leaping over obstacles. Each obstacle triggered will subtract from your time. All right. Hey, we did it! Wow, look at you go! You do it! You didn't expect the hologram obstacles to move. The last one dances around and gets in your way when you get close, but your reflexes are fast enough to dodge it. COM hoots and hollers proudly at you when you absolutely destroy the competition. Even Anemone has to begrudgingly accept you beat her fair and square. She shakes your hand and tells you she'll win next year. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Mars organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. You end up on top of the western wall with Diz, launching water-filled poof shrooms okay, down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court below. The walls seem like a neat place to hang out and relax, much quieter than the lounge, if you're looking for some solitude. Oh, cool. And now we don't need to rest anymore. Ah, you're a winner and everyone wants to be your friend. Okay. Nice. Anyway, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!